Namaste, yogis. Welcome. Thank you so much for watching. So today's practice is a fundamentals of yoga, and we are going on our part 2 of this progressive practice. So remember, this is very beginner level. So those of you who are advanced yogis, just take your time, try to go back to the basics, and just relax into the poses if you find them very easy. And today, I want us to practice the sun salutations. I want us to do a very slow and very mindful sun salutation. So let us see how we do. So if you want to have a blanket under your knees, if you find that you want to ground your legs a little more and your knees are usually bent when you relax on your back and you have that space on the back of the legs, you can do that and try it out, see how that works for you. There are so many ways to adjust on your Shavasana, and you can find the one that works for you. So we have been playing around with different adjustments, and it doesn't mean that you have to do them all. Some of those will work and some of those won't. Just let them go. So once you set on your back, you're going to bring your hands at the back of the neck and slide your hands behind your head so that you can elongate your neck and rest the back of the head onto the floor. Pay attention how that feels. You can move your head side to side, just making sure that although you are extending the cervical spine, you're not tensing your neck. Then draw your shoulders down, draw your shoulder blades together, pull them down, and then you might notice your ribcage pops forward. So you want to allow your ribcage to release again on the floor. Extend your arms by your sides, and maybe one at a time, bring your arms up and pull your fingertips away from the shoulder and then release onto the floor. This is just so that you can create space between your joints, and then check it out, how that feels. Now from here, we want to release the lumbar spine as well. So maybe bend your knees, bring your foot soles on the floor, slightly lift the hips, tuck your tailbone, and release your mid-back and lower back onto the floor until your tailbone reaches the ground. Then extend your legs one at a time. And now we're gonna adjust the legs, see if that works for you. You're gonna bring one leg up and maybe point your toes, push your toes towards the back, I guess, and press your heel also away from you. And then release your foot on the floor, relax your toes. We'll do the same thing on the other leg. You can point your toes and press them away from you. Then flex your foot, press your heel away from you. And then release the foot onto the floor, and then relax completely, close your eyes. Bring the awareness down to your feet and observe your breath. Filling up into your tummy, rising. Expand into your side ribs, into your chest, all the way up to the top of your lungs. When you're ready to exhale, let your chest lower, empty your side ribs, and finally empty your belly. We'll do it again. Breathe in into your tummy. Fill up into your back body, into your side ribs, all the way up to your chest. Exhale, relax your chest. Empty your side ribs. And finally, let your belly drop. Continue at your own pace, rising from bottom to top. If you like visualizations, you can picture like if you were a teacup, and then you're pouring water or tea into the cup, or water if you prefer, if you don't like tea, and you're gonna fill up from bottom to top as you breathe in. So imagine the air or the prana moving from the bottom to the top, filling up. When you exhale, imagine that you're pouring the tea out of the teacup, so the energy or the prana, the breath, will leave your body from top to bottom. At the bottom of the exhalation, if there's any remainings of breath, draw your navel down, just letting all the air go. Soften your tummy, breathe in, expand. So whether you want the visualization or not, just continue to breathe in this 3-part breathing pattern, also known as Dirga Pranayama. Just leave you do it for a few moments. Check in with your breath. When you feel that you have gotten to the top of the inhalation, see if you can elongate the action of inhaling just a little longer. You might feel there is not much air coming in. This action serves you as kumbhaka if you have any high pressure concerns or high blood pressure. You can still do this elongation of the inhalation, and you will still be working on strengthening your lungs. And as you do this, you don't close your throat so there is no pressure on building onto your head. Don't elongate so that you start gasping or getting all desperate to let go, or you want to just make it comfortable for you. See if you can work with that elongation for the next few breaths. Some of you will be surprised how much air you can still get into your lungs. One more breath like this. Wiggle your toes and fingers. Move your feet side to side. Move your hands. Stretch your arms overhead. Squeeze every muscle from toes to fist and stretch and tense. Tight, tight, tight. Prune face. Wrinkle, wrinkle. Exhale, release. We'll do it again. Stretch and tense. Flex your feet or point your toes. Tight, 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 tight. Squeeze. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, stretch and tense. Tight, 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 tight. And let all tension go. Bring your legs closer together. You can have them about fist distance apart, or you can bring them to touch. Reach your arms overhead. Fill up into your belly as you inhale, point your toes. And as you exhale, flex your left foot and hug your right knee. Inhale, extend your leg and your arms, point your toes. Exhale, hug your left knee, flex your right foot. The left foot is going to try to flex. Try not to let it. Inhale, point both toes. Exhale, hug the right knee, flex the left foot. Notice your mind will have to really engage with this series because your feet most likely are going to want to do the same thing in left and right. This is really good for memory. It's really, really good so that you can keep yourself in the present. On the inhalation, you let go of the leg, fill up your tummy. And on the exhalation, you hug the knee and squeeze all the air out. The next time your right knee comes up, stay here and breathe. You may interlace your fingers on your shin, on the back of the leg. If you have a strap, if this is not comfortable, you can pass the strap and hold. So make sure it feels right for you. Now, on your next inhalation, fill up your tummy. And see if as your belly expands, you can press your leg against the belly. This is going to build pressure, so if it is uncomfortable, don't worry, you can do this as you exhale instead. And then exhale, release. Once again, inhale, fill up your tummy. Use your arm muscles and press your thigh against your belly. And exhale, release. 3 more. Inhale, fill up, and press. Meanwhile, your left foot is active. You are flexing it. You're pressing the left leg on the floor. Maybe you have a blanket. Remember, you can switch the breath if pressing against the thigh with the inhalation is not good. On the last one, you're going to hold the knee close to the chest and breathe against the thigh. You use your arm muscles to get that leg even closer to the chest, if your hips, of course, allow, if your tummy allows. Bhavna or the wind reliever. So you can just imagine why it's called the wind reliever. Now, when you are ready, gonna exhale. If it works for your hip, lift the extended leg just a couple of inches off the floor and press your heel away from you. Notice how that feels. Press the small of the back onto the floor. You can stay here, or some of you might lift the upper back and try to bring the forehead towards the knee. Some of you will actually touch the knee with the forehead, but it's okay if you don't overdo it, especially if it's building pressure on your temples or on your head, high blood pressure. You can stay down. Otherwise, breathing here. Left foot is still active. Your shoulders are down and into its sockets. Your arm muscles are active. The next time you inhale, release your left leg onto the floor and exhale, head down. Inhale, let go of your right leg, point your toes, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, hug the left knee and flex the right foot. And we take a few moments here. Remember, the right foot stays active. Relax your shoulders into its sockets. And we're going to start massaging the tummy again. So if it works for you, you're going to start moving the knee in towards the belly on the exhalation. That might feel all right for you, and you can continue to do that. And if it works for you, we're going to switch the breath again. So the next time you inhale, you're going to fill up your tummy. And press your knee against the thigh. When you're ready to exhale, what did I say? No, your thigh against your tummy. Inhale, fill up your tummy again. Once you have expanded, you want to bring that thigh closer to the body. 3 more breaths. If it's too uncomfortable, remember, you don't have to do it this way. You can continue to move the thigh close to the body on the exhalation instead. On the last round, when you get there, stay here and hold really tightly. And breathe against the thigh. Tummy expands against the thigh. Hold tightly, and only if it works for you, you're going to press that right heel away from you and maybe lift the leg a couple of inches off the floor. Notice if your hip is happy with that. If not, you can release the leg again. Now you can stay here, or depending on what your body, neck, shoulders say, on your next exhalation, you may lift your upper back off the floor, roll your shoulders into its sockets, drawing the forehead towards the knee. Once again, some of you might bring the forehead right into the knee. Try to press your navel onto the floor so that your lumbar spine, your mid-back are on the ground. Your shoulder blades are pressing against the floor. Unless you are really, really high and you're bringing your knee really, really close. Breathe deeply against the thigh. Make sure this is not bothering the neck. It's important. On your next inhalation, release your leg down. Exhale, head onto the floor. Inhale, extend your left leg onto the ground. Point your toes, reach your arms overhead. And as you exhale, press your navel onto the floor, flatten your back, and then bring your knees up and hug them. Inhale, if this is too much, foot soles on the floor, reach your arms overhead. And exhale, hug your knees. If it works for you, inhale, extend your legs, reach your arms back. Exhale, press yourself down as you bring your knees in. 3 more. Use your arms when you hug the knees and press them against your chest if it works for you once more. On the last one, hold the knees tightly. And breathe against the thighs like you did before with one leg. Now we're doing full Bhavna Muktasana. Both arms are active, shoulders are into its sockets and away from the ears. Elongate your neck. We can massage here as we take your next exhalation, legs away. And as we inhale, fill up your tummy. And then press in. And exhale, release a little bit. Inhale, fill up your tummy. Or exhale, bring the knees in. Remember, you can switch the breath if it suits you better. And we're going to hold tightly once again on your next breath and breathe against the thighs. It is your choice to stay here, or if you want, press your back against the floor and bring your forehead towards the knees. You can interlace your fingers, bring your knees closer. Some of you will go as far as bringing the forehead towards the knees. Some of you might flex the feet and bring the hands to the outer edges of the feet, bringing yourself a little closer. And just make sure it suits your body here. With control, on your next inhalation, release your head down. Exhale, release your feet onto the floor, or maybe your legs extend. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Hold maybe, and exhale, relax, bring your hands by your sides. Take a few moments and watch your breath. Notice your heartbeat, notice your breath. And notice your energy moving down from the head, back to the feet, back to the hands. If you need to do any stretch, take any stretch here, you're welcome to go for it. Maybe hug the knees and rock side to side or anything else. And when you're ready, you're going to bring yourself back to center and bring your foot soles onto the floor. And then fold over your favorite side. You can extend your bottom arm and rest your head on the arm if your head allows, if your shoulder allows, breathe. Muy bien. We're going to bring the top hand in front of the chest, and the next time you exhale, push yourself up onto your seated position. We're going to go onto the back of the mat. You can have your blanket, if you had a blanket already there, you can have it under the knees. Fold it in a way that it's not too thin so that your knee doesn't play around back and forth. And if you need extra padding, you can have double blanket as well. Just make sure that you feel all right. Let's see if the hips allow us to bring our knees wide apart, just as wide as it feels all right for you. Move the extra flesh out of the way, and you're going to start hinging right from the hips. Hands on the floor, start walking your body forward. You can rest your elbows onto the floor and head down, gaze down. You're welcome to stay here if this feels right. Sometimes this gives you a deeper stretch because we are able to keep our seats close to the heels. If you want to go farther, you can stack your fist and rest your forehead down and breathe. Balance the weight on left and right. Make sure this is not pinching your knees or your hips. Remember, as we have been working on the adjustments, you can use your props and place something under your feet and under your seats to support your ankles. If your feet cramp, that sometimes is a good option to get some arch at the ankles, and sometimes that helps the hips as well. Breathe deeply. If you are comfortable here, you want to take it a little farther down, maybe extend your hands one on top of the other, maybe your forehead down on the top of the hands. Some of you might rest the forehead all the way down onto the floor. You can bring your hands in a diamond shape in front of you. You can bring your arms forward, extend them, and then release. You can also bring your hands by your feet, palms facing up. Whichever version suits you, just make sure it feels right in the whole body, not just in the mind, because the mind will tell you it should look a certain way. But that's the beauty of yoga. There is no right way. It's only your way. You want it to feel good. It's okay to challenge your body, but make sure you're not pushing so that it's painful, because then you won't be helping your body to get where you want to. All right, we'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. From where you are, move your hands on the floor, palms on the floor right under the shoulders, and then push yourself up slowly. Walk your hands to the top of the mat. Bring your knees closer together just so that you have about fist distance between the knees. Maybe the top of the feet are on the floor and your feet are parallel. If you need to curl your toes under, if you're cramping, you're welcome to do that for a little bit while we do some cat-cows. You want to stack your joints so your wrists are right below the shoulders. Your thumbs are pointing one another. Middle finger points forward. And your pinkies are extended out to the sides, but not super, so you don't want them to hurt. Push the mat away from you. Hollow up your armpits. Hollow up your chest. Round your upper back. Now, make sure that you're not taking this roundness into the lower back. So your lower back is neutral. There's a little bit of a sway in it, just a little bit. If you're okay with your feet, uncurl them and rest the top of the feet on the floor and keep pushing the mat away. Breathe. The head is in line, or the back of the head is in line with the spine. So although we are not moving, we are creating a lot of energy here. Think about the eyes of the elbows. Let them face forward towards your middle finger. Micro bend your elbows. And put some more weight on your palms, not just on the heels of the hands. All your knuckles are connected, but not hyperextended. Keep breathing. Intentionally press both feet onto the floor. Notice how that engages your glutes and the back of your legs, your hamstrings. Breathe. With every exhalation, draw the navel in towards the spine. So you can see that when you intentionally engage every muscle and start putting equal weight on left and right, your body starts responding. You could stay here and hang out and feel nothing, but when you start getting all of those muscles to work, then your pose becomes very active, even though you are in stillness. We'll take one more breath, full deep breath. And when you are ready, bring your big toes to touch, maybe knees wide apart, sit back on your heels, and find the version of the child's pose that works for you. Remember, you can stack your fists. Don't let your mind go away. Observe your breath. Take one more breath, full deep breath. Bring your hands under the shoulders and push yourself up, going back onto tabletop position. Okay, so remember what we did in tabletop. Press the top of the feet on the floor, stack your joints. Middle finger points forward, thumbs point one another. Press the mat away from you, hollow up your chest and armpits, round your upper back. Keep your lower back neutral. Draw the navel in and pull it up towards, like if you were trying to pull it up towards the spine and then up towards your crown of the head. So the navel goes up and then up the spine. And once you have that engagement here, curl the toes under. And next time you exhale, keep the hollow up of the chest, pick up the knees and breathe. Inhale deeply here. Keep pushing the mat away from you. And as you exhale, extend your legs, send your hips to the sky, and push your chest towards the thighs. You continue with that action of pushing the mat away from you. Move your hands down and forward. You continue to move the eyes of the elbows to the front of the mat or towards your middle finger. Put the weight more towards the balls of the feet and towards your heels, and not so much on your toes. You might be able to let your toes lift, but don't worry too much about that if that doesn't suit your ankles or anywhere along your body. Keep breathing, keep drawing your navel in. If you're not breathing here, you have gone too far, so you want to come back onto your active tabletop position where you are going to continue to have an active pose, but still on your knees. All right, breathe. Next time you inhale, bring your knees down onto the floor. Exhale, uncurl the toes. Sit back on your heels. You can keep your knees closer this time. Rest your elbows down. Stack your fist, forehead down. We'll take 3 breaths here. Bring your hands under the shoulders as you inhale, and as you exhale, push yourself up slowly. If this is not comfortable, you can sit on your props if you like, shoulders back and down. Rotate your wrist. If this is not okay, you can stand on your knees as well. Just make sure you feel okay. We're not staying here for too long. So you rotate both ways and try to get this stretch going, so we're counter stretching the wrists. Shake the tension of the hands, shoulders back and down. Tabletop position when you're ready. Hollow up your upper body. Neutral back, navel in. Inhale here. Exhale, curl the toes. Pick up the knees. Lift the hips and push back. Next time you inhale, bring your knees onto the floor. Now, as you exhale, still hollowing up, uncurl the toes, send your weight a little bit forward, tuck your tailbone this time, and we're gonna lower. Try to bend the elbows in towards the body. Inhale, lift your chest. Now we're gonna stay here for a little bit. So move your legs back, so maybe lift and push your toes away from you. So we're gonna release the creases of the legs, let them melt onto the floor. Hands by your sides, elbows in towards the body. Your gaze can be down, forward, or up. Your shoulders are gonna try to round forward and come up. Do your very best to engage your shoulder blades, the wings at the upper back, move them towards each other and then pull them down. If this is too much for your wrist, your hands, just make sure that you place them as far back that it's okay for the wrists. Don't worry about how it looks, make sure it feels right. Inhale deeply here, maybe lift a little higher. This is great for your lower back, mid back, upper back. Exhale, push yourself up on your knees. Curl the toes under, pick up the knees, and push back onto downward dog. Remember, hollow up, chest, armpits, tailbone up. Press your heels towards the floor. Don't worry about extending your hamstrings. Let's do it again. Inhale, bring your knees onto the floor. You can move your hands forward a little bit. Uncurl the toes, tuck your tailbone, and lower. Bend the elbows in towards the body, cobra. Breathe. A little or less or no weight on the hands if your back allows, and you can walk your toes back so that you allow your hips to ground. Inhale, maybe a little higher. Exhale, push back. Curl the toes, pick up, hips up, and breathe on your downward dog. We're gonna do one more. When you are ready, inhale, knees onto the floor. Exhale, uncurl the toes, tuck the tailbone lower. Inhale, lift, chest, head, gaze forward or up. Exhale, push back on your knees, curl the toes under, pick up, push back onto downward dog. You can adjust your feet. I usually walk my feet forward a little bit. For me, downward dog, it feels better on my shoulders if my feet are slightly closer to my hands, but not so much that you are into like just hanging out here. So you still want to find that place where you can feel the balance of the weight back and forth. You can play around with the pose until you find the right place. One more breath, full deep breath. And the next time you inhale, very slowly and mindfully start walking your feet to the front towards your hands. Once you get there, bend your knees a lot and have about a fist distance between the big toes. Heels are slightly wider apart. Let your toes lift. Bend your knees more. Bring your hands on your thighs and come halfway only. Draw the navel in like you were doing in downward dog and pull it up. And notice how that the moment you draw the navel in, it adjusts your back so it's protecting it. Now when you're ready, squeeze your bum and walk your hands up the legs. Take your time to come up to your Tadasana or mountain pose. Shoulders away from the ears. Bring your hands by your sides, palms facing forward. Keep your toes active. If you can lift them, do that. If not, just make sure they're not gripping. Now we're going to work with Del Saludo al Sol, Surya Namaskar, Sun Salutation. So when you're ready, bring your hands together at the center of the heart, shoulders back and down. As you breathe in, reach your hands to the sky. Gaze maybe follow the hands. If it works for your back, squeeze your bum and bring your hands slightly behind you. Don't overdo it. If you're super flexible on your back, don't go so far. Watch for the neck. You don't have to be looking up. Just slightly, you can look in front of you slightly up. When you take your next exhalation, come up to an upright, bring your hands together in Namaste position, micro bend your knees, hinge at the hips, lower, and bring your hands on the floor. Once you are on the floor, check with your lower back. So you can extend your legs until you feel that pressure on your lumbar spine, then bend your knees until you cannot feel your lower back anymore. And that's as far as you will extend your legs today, and that's fine. Now, from here, bend your knees more. Make sure your knees are not collapsing at the center. Keep them pointing forward. Next time you inhale, press your heels to the floor, hands by your sides in a circular motion. Come up, extend your legs, reach up, maybe palms touch, they don't have to. Exhale, hands together at the center of the heart. Let's do it again. Inhale, hands up, shoulder width apart, gaze maybe back. Exhale, bend the knees a bit, hinge at the hips, lower. Maybe you have to bend your knees more here, that's okay. From here, bend your knees even more. Inhale, squeeze your bum, come up in a circular motion of the arms, gaze up. Exhale, hands to namaste. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands by the heart, fall forward. Bend the knees more. Squeeze your bum, inhale up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees, come up. Exhale, hands to heart center. 2 more. Bend the knees more as you come up. Inhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, fold. Inhale, come up, knees are bent. And exhale, hands to heart center. You have your blanket behind you, so you want to make sure that you don't slide on it. You can leave it there if you need it. If you are working on a carpet, or you can also put the blanket under the mat so you don't slide on it. Just make sure that you watch for that. Now towards the top of the mat, we're gonna take it into the next step of the sun salutation. So hands together, squeeze your bum, hands overhead, reach up as you inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, hinge at the hips, fall forward. Stay here. Now bend your knees more, and as you inhale, step back with your right foot. Watch for the blanket, big step back. Release your knee on the floor and uncurl the toes. Now, we're staying with the hands on the floor by the front foot. And first thing to look for is that your knee is right over the heel, over the ankle. Don't let it pass. This is too much for your knee, so please watch it. If you are not so sure how that looks like, you can think about lifting your toes. It is very hard to let the knee go far beyond the ankle if your toes are lifted. So you can think about that. Lengthen through the spine, keep your fingertips on the floor, gazes forward or up as you inhale here. Exhale, curl the back toes under, pick up the knees, plant the hands, and bring your foot back. Stretch on your downward facing dog. And breathe deeply here. If downward dog doesn't feel right, you go onto your active tabletop. We have been doing. We're going to meet you there anyways, so feel free to adjust. Next time you inhale, tabletop. Squeeze your bum and lower. We're going right into cobra. Breathe deeply once you get there. We're staying here for a few moments just so that we can tell the body where we need it to go. Adjust if you need to. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, push back on your knees. Curl the toes under, pick up the knees, and step back on your downward facing dog. Stretch. Pushing the hands down and forward. The next time you inhale, bring your knees onto the floor. We're doing a variation here to be able to take the right foot between the hands. Once again, we are into crescent moon, and you want, and this time is your left foot that is forward, your right foot that is forward, and you want that knee over the ankle. Fingertips on the floor, extend through the back. Gaze can be forward or up. Inhale deeply here. And as you exhale, curl the back toes under, pick up the knee, and step forward. Now, remember, you bend your knees as much as you need to, protecting your lumbar spine. From here, bend your knees more, and as you inhale, squeeze your bum and reach your arms overhead. Gaze maybe up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a few moments, observe your breath. Notice your heartbeat. Don't let your mind go away. We'll do the other side. Inhale. Arms up. maybe gentle back bend. Watch for the neck. Exhale, hands by the heart, bend the knees, fold forward. Inhale, big step back with your left foot. Watch for the blanket, knee on the floor, uncurl the toes. Lengthen through the spine. So this usually happens in one breath, but we're not really doing it at that pace right now. We're holding each pose, but not the breath. Just making sure that your body finds its alignment. Take one more inhalation here, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, curl the back toes under, pick up the knee, plant the hands, downward facing dog. Find your breath in downward dog or active tabletop. The next time you inhale, bring your knees onto the floor. Remember to tuck your tailbone. Elbows bend in towards the body. Don't let your elbows bend out to the sides. It's important. Now, I will show you something that your body's going to try to do. So, when you go onto your cobra, you want to lower your body together. But your body, while you build the strength to do that, your body's going to try to walk the hands forward and bring the hips and then kind of go down from the hips to the upper back. So that can be really hard on your lumbar spine. What I advise you to do is to squeeze your bum, tuck your tailbone, lower, and once you cannot go any further, then you rest the hips and bend the elbows a little more. Don't dive all the way onto the floor. Lower your shoulders, bring them away from the ears once you get down there. Find your way into your cobra, make it gentle for your back, elbows in towards the body, top of the feet on the floor. Inhale deeply here. And as you exhale, press the hands onto the floor, push up on your knees, curl the toes under, and go back onto your downward facing dog. One more breath, full deep breath. Next time you inhale, knees on the floor and bring your left foot between the hands. Breathe deeply here. Shoulders back and down. So remember, each pose, even though you are holding, doesn't mean that you are in relaxing mode. Every corner of your body is engaged. We'll take one more breath, full deep breath. Inhale. Curl the back toes under, pick up the knees as you exhale and step forward. Bend your knees more, squeeze your bum. Inhale, come up. And exhale, bring your hands together at the center of the heart. We'll take a few moments here, relax your jaw, your face, relax your breath and observe. We want to find that balance between activation and relaxation of muscles. Certain muscles engage while others relax so we can stretch them. And there is this nice dance between relax and engage. Moon and sun energies always playing a role in your practice. We'll take one more breath here. When you're ready, bring your hands on your hips, shoulders back and down, squeeze your bum. As you take your next inhalation, bring your left arm up towards the sky. And as you exhale, hinge towards your right. Bring your shoulder down, your shoulders down. Equal weight on your feet. You can relax your right hand down, but make sure you're not collapsing. Your back is not going into a sway, so make sure that you're engaging your navel, pull it in and up. Remember, that is known as Uddiyana Bandha. This is a lock of energy. We lock the energy here in the core. The next time you inhale, bring your arm up to the sky. Exhale, you can release your hand down on your hip. Shoulder back and down, other arm, reach up. Shoulder down, side bend to the left. And once again, Find your balance, equal weight left and right. Make sure this is not pinching your back, your hip, or your shoulder. Relax your jaw, breathe. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon stretch. But remember, the sun and the moon always dancing in your yoga practice. I'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. Next time you inhale, mindfully come back to center. And exhale, release your hand on your hips, shoulders back and down. Release your hands, palms face forward. Bring your hands together, center of the heart. Squeeze your bum. Inhale, hands overhead, reach up. Exhale, bend your knees, hinge at the hips, fall forward. Inhale, big step back with the right foot. Knee on the floor, and we take a moment here. You can uncurl the toes if that works for you. Don't let your knees collapse out to the side. You want to keep it pointing straight ahead. Inhale deeply, and as you exhale, curl the back toes under, pick up the knee, plant the hands, and step back on your downward facing dog. Remember, active tabletop is an option too. Next time you inhale, knees down, squeeze your bum, lower, right into cobra. Shoulder blades together and down. Breathe. You can bring your body as high up as your back allows. Try not to use your hands so you go so deep into your back bend. The next time you exhale, push the hands on the ground, curl the toes under, use your knees, downward facing dog. We're going backwards towards the top of the mat. When you inhale, knees on the floor, right foot between the hands. Lengthen through the spine. We take a few moments here. Front foot is active. On your next exhalation, curl the back toes under, pick up the knee, and step forward. Bend your knees, squeeze your bum. Inhale, come up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Take a few moments, observe your breath. One more breath. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fall forward. Left foot back as you inhale. Watch for the blanket. Knee on the floor and curl the toes. Breathe. Fingertips on the floor. Engage your core so we're not collapsing. We still have activation of the whole pelvis, back muscles. Inhale here. And as you exhale, curl the back toes under, plant the hands, pick up the knee, and step back on your downward facing dog. One more breath. Inhale, knees down to cobra. Squeeze your bum as you do this. Exhale, going back onto downward facing dog. Use your knees. Push the chest to the thighs. We're going to the top of the mat. Next time you inhale, knees down onto the floor, left foot forward, lengthen through the spine. Breathe. We'll take one more breath, inhale. And as you exhale, curl the back toes under, pick up the knee, and step forward, head down. Bend your knees a lot, squeeze your bum, come up, reach up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Take a few moments. You're going to watch for your blanket, bring your hands on your hips, step back with your left foot. Just make sure you don't step on the blanket. And you can move it away for now if you want to. We're going to still do the 2 more sun salutations, but up to you. Now from here, you want to have the back foot, the outer edge, parallel to the short end of the mat. Your right toes are pointing straight ahead. And maybe the heel, the front heel, is in line with the back arch of the foot. Now, when you're ready, squeeze your bum and allow your hips to face the long end of the mat. Reach out to the sides with your arms as you inhale. And as you exhale, send your left hip to the left and your right fingertips to the right. Once you have gone as far as your body allows and there is no pain, then hinge right from the hips, going onto a side bend. Make sure that if the right knee is not happy with that, you can always bend the knee. So this is triangle pose, and it's traditionally done with the leg extended. However, that doesn't work for everybody, so there's nothing that says that you cannot bend the knee. So please do bend it if needed. Press the top of your bottom hand against the inner part of your leg. This is gonna help you to rotate your torso upwards, and your top hand maybe reaches up. We're not gonna stay here for too long. We're gonna take 2 more breaths here. The next time you exhale, with control, pull yourself up and come back to a T position. Now, from here, on your next exhalation, rotate your torso towards the front end of the mat. You can stay here, or if it works for you, reach forward with your left hand. You can bring your right hand on your lower back, and you, once again, bend the knee or keep it extended, but don't lock it. Hinge at the hips, reach forward with that left arm, and some of you might bring the hand down to the floor or bend the knee and bring the hand down. So shortening the stance is also an option. So make sure that whatever version you do, it feels right. So I'm gonna stay high and I'm gonna bend my knee. Your choice. One more breath here, full deep breath. Inhale, come all the way up, T position. And exhale, hands down. If your knee is bent, extend it and turn your toes in. We're gonna turn to the other side. So your left toes out to the left, and the outer edge of your right foot is parallel to the short end of the mat. Adjust your feet. Try to bring the heel to the arch, the back arch. Hips and chest face the front end of the mat. Squeeze your bum. Pubic bone, hip bones are balanced. Reach out to the sides on the inhalation with your arms. Draw your blades together. Exhale, send your hip to the right and your shoulders to the left. Once you find your extension, hinge towards the left and bring your hand to the inner part of your leg. Reach up with the right hand. So once again, we're not staying here too long. Breathe. You can bend the knee if you need to. You can shorten your stance if you need to. If you know you lock your knees, micro bend them, inhale here. And as you exhale, pull yourself up, T position. Rotate your torso towards the left, shoulders back and down. Now bring your right hand forward towards the toes and your left hand on your lower back. Next time you exhale, hinge forward like if you were being pulled forward. You can stay here. Some of you will go down. You can bend the knee. Also remember, find the extension that works for your body. I'll stay up as well. If you can stay on the same place where you were on the first play on the other side, try to. Unless you went too far and it's painful, then don't force. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. And as you inhale, come back to a T position. And as you exhale, release your hands, toes face forward. Turn your toes towards the right and step forward, walk it out. Shoulders back and down, hands together at the center of the heart. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands by the heart, fold forward. We had skipped one salutation, so we're gonna make it up. Inhale, left foot back. Exhale, knee on the floor, uncurl the toes. Lengthen through the spine as you inhale here. I'm adding breath so we can move slowly. Exhale, curl the back toes under, pick up the knees, plant the hands, and step back on your downward dog. Next time you inhale, knees down to cobra. Squeeze your bum, lower. Watch for your lower back. Exhale, push back onto your downward facing dog. Curl the toes under and stretch. We'll take one more breath here. Just to balance your body, we're gonna take you forward with the right foot. So next time you inhale, knees down, and exhale, right foot forward. Lengthen through the spine as you inhale. Exhale, curl the back toes under, pick up the knee, and step forward. Bend the knees a lot. Inhale, hands by your sides, come all the way up. Exhale, hands together in Namaste position. We'll do our balancing pose. Squeeze your bum, put the weight onto your left foot, bend the right knee and open out to the right. I said it backwards, I think. Right knee out to the right, foot to against the ankle. Squeeze your buttocks, hands together. You can go by the wall if you want. Some of you might bring the foot to the inner thigh. Just make sure you're not pushing your knee. It's the only, and you're not hinging onto your hip. Maybe go on to victory arms, thumbs and index touch, Gyan Mudra. Next time you inhale, bring your palms together. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, knee forward. Exhale, foot forward and down, walk it out. We'll do the same thing on the other side. From Tadasana, squeeze your buttocks, bend the left knee and open out to the left, and place your foot sole anywhere that lands on your right leg, inner part. You can keep the toes down for balance, avoid the knee. Maybe victory arms, V shape, thumbs and index may touch for Gyan Mudra. Press the crown of the head towards the ceiling, breathe. Next time you inhale, hands together. Exhale, hands to the center of the heart, knee forward, foot forward and down, walk it out. Awesome, we're almost done. Hands together, reach up, inhale. Exhale, bend and lower. Inhale, right foot back, knee onto the floor, uncurl the toes. Exhale, plant the hands, pick up the knee and step back on your downward facing dog. The next time you inhale, knees down onto cobra. Tuck your tailbone, lower. Downward facing dog, use your knees as you exhale. Push up, curl the toes, and extend your legs. Next time you inhale, knees down onto the floor, right foot between the hands, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, curl the back toes under, pick up the knee, and step forward. Bend the knees more, squeeze your bum, inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower. Left foot down, inhale, knee on the floor. Exhale, downward facing dog. Curl the back toes, plant the hands, and step back. Breathe. Inhale, knees down to cobra. Watch for your lumbar spine. Exhale, use your knees, push back onto Mecca. Downward dog, wrong sun salutation. And press the chest towards the thighs. Inhale, knees down, left foot forward. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, curl the back toes under, pick up the knee and step forward. Bend the knees more, squeeze your bum. Inhale, come up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Awesome job. We're gonna take our time to find our way onto our seated position. So you can sit on your bolster, your pillow, you can sit on your blanket. Remember, you can have blankets under your knees. So no fancy way to get there, just find the most comfortable and safer way to get onto the floor. Shoulders back and down, hands on the knees, palms down, grounding ourselves. We're going to work with Apana Vayu Mudra, the heart mudra. Flip your palms up and bring the tip of the index to the base of the thumb. And then allow your thumb to touch the middle finger and ring finger. So once again, tip of the finger touches the base of the thumb. And then your thumb touches the middle finger, the ring finger. Extend your pinkies. And just lightly tuck your chin onto your chest and press the crown of the head towards the ceiling. You're going to notice that your heart rate will lower naturally with this mudra. My teacher used to say that everybody should know this mudra. It's really good if you're dealing with high blood pressure, with stress, anxiety, if you're feeling sad or depressed. Apana Vayu Mudra will send the energy to the heart physically and energetically, so it lowers its rate, but also it helps to deal with deep emotions. You want to keep your face, your jaw relaxed. If you like visualizations, you can picture green energy moving in through your body, infusing every corner of your being, from the toes all the way up to the crown of the head. As you inhale, and allow this green, beautiful energy to leave your body from the crown of the head to the toes as you exhale. Emptying, and inhale, rising. And exhale, falling. Don't let your mind wander. Observe the breath. Some of you will experience a warm sensation at the center of the chest at a heart level. Some of you will notice the elongation of the exhalations are very obvious. Apana Vayu is the grounding wind of energy. It is the energy that moves downwards. So you know when we say rising, that happens on the inhalation, the energy rises. On the exhalation, we think about falling and grounding. That is Apana. This mudra connects you with that grounding energy. It connects you back to earth. If you don't know how to do pranayama yet, do a mudra, a hand position, a symbol, and notice. Pay attention just how your breath changes its pattern. Some of you feel it as energy moving along the spine, along the body. You can stay here for as long as you need. You are welcome to pause the video and continue to breathe here in Apana Vayu. Or, if you're ready, we're going to take 2 more breaths to move on. Expand on the inhalation. And let all the air go on the exhalation. 1 more breath, rising. And falling. Release your mudra. Tuck your chin onto your chest and blink your eyes open. Lean back, extend your legs, shake the tension off, and we're gonna move onto our backs. You're welcome to take your bolster or a pillow under your legs if you would like. You can have your blanket under your knees, just like we did at the beginning of the practice. Just make sure it feels comfortable. Bring your hands on the back of the neck and allow your hands to slide behind the head so that you elongate the neck. Then once more, remember, draw your blades together and down. Push your shoulders down. Arms up and pull them away from the body, then release. Settle your rib cage back onto the floor. Bend your knees, bring your foot soles on the floor, tuck your tailbone. Then extend your legs, push your heels away, create space between the head of the femur and the hip socket, and then relax. You can move your head side to side so that you know you have that perfect spot at the back of the head that will support the neck into alignment with the rest of the spine. Your face is parallel to the floor. Breathe. If you need to stay longer on Shavasana, you know you can. Stay as long as you need. Otherwise, 2 more. Wiggle your toes and fingers. Move your feet side to side. Stretch your arms overhead. Bring your legs closer together. Tense and squeeze every muscle. Tight, tight, tight. Hold, prune face. Exhale, release. Again, maybe flex your feet. Press your body against the floor. Tight, tight, tight. Prune face. Exhale, release. Last one, make it count. Inhale, stretch and tense. All tensions and worries go to the hands. And when you're ready, exhale and let them go. Perfect. Now bend your knees, bring your foot soles on the floor. Have your foot soles together, let your knees flare. Press the feet towards each other, squeeze your bum. And on your next inhalation, extend your arms back and squeeze. You can stay here. If it works for you, you're gonna bring your hips off the floor. No weight goes to the neck. And this is only an option. You can stay down here. Check with your hips, check with your knees. Squeeze, tight, 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 maybe tight fist, tense. And exhale, release. Bring your legs up, shake the tension off, and move on to your favorite side when you're ready. And take a few moments here. Use your top hand to help yourself up on your next exhalation. Once you come up onto your seated position, find a way that will work for you to sit up tall. Remove the extra flesh from underneath. Bring your hands together in Namaste position, shoulders back and down. Relax your jaw, your face. Let us seal our practice with the sound and vibration of Om. We'll take a breath together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to Om. Om. Relax your jaw, your face. Inhale to the top of your lungs, expand. Side out. Again, inhale. Side out. Last one, breathe in. Let all tension out. Awesome. Tuck your chin, blink your eyes open. Rub your hands together. Shower yourself with your own good vibes all around you. And shake off all tensions, all worries, all stresses. Don't take them with you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.